All right, everyone, good morning. Welcome to the 187 District Court. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. Today is Tuesday. Let's keep it a Tuesday. Let's not try to make it a Monday. This is a courtroom. So what does that mean? That means that no matter where you are in a courtroom. If you're at your house, you are in the courtroom. So what I require everyone to treat this as a courtroom. Whatever you cannot do if you were not, please mute, whatever you cannot do that you would not be able to do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom. If you are at your house, then find a stationary place. You are not to be cooking, you're not to be feeding your animals. And this person who's connecting to audio is already going to have a problem because he's sleeping. You're not allowed to be sleeping on Zoom. The other thing, to all of the inmates, this is not a chance for you to pick up dates. Do not use your chat box to try to pick up dates. If you do, you will be sent back. You are not to use the chat box at all. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. To everyone who's on the docket, Mr. Jimenez, you may want to keep your mask up. Don't use it as a chin holder. To everyone who's on the docket, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. Your attorney will let me know, and attorneys, this is for you. You're going to let me know your client's name and whether or not they are criminal trial division or family violence. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you. To all the clients, your attorney is going to want to speak with the prosecutor before they speak to you. When they want you in the breakout room, they will let me know. You will get a chance to go in the breakout room. When I call the names of the attorneys, if you do not hear your attorney's name, that means that your attorney is Zooming in another court. Rest assured, you will get a chance to meet with your attorney and to speak with your attorney. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small the plea bargain agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She is listed as Ferguson coordinator. I'm going to ask everyone, please pay attention to the chat because it's easier if everyone is not trying to talk over each other. Also, if your client is on bond, then we will need your client's email address and the state will need your client's email address. Does everyone understand? All right, I'm going to call the names of the attorney in the order in which you'll appear. If you see that your name is low on the list and you want to Zoom to another court, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another court. However, if you Zoom to another court and your name is called, you will be skipped over. As you can tell, there are more defense attorneys than prosecutors. Prosecutors have the ability to Zoom in and out of the courts. Think of the breakout rooms as when you go to the doctor. You think you're seeing the doctor when the nurse calls you to the back, but they're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. So please be patient when you're in the breakout room. This is the order in which the attorneys will appear. Ed Piker, James Toshi, James Seelow, Kathy Starlin, Linda Corley, Lynn Hahn, Patricia Vieira, Robert Maurer, Robert Porter, Patrick Valentine, Ron Zimmerman, Rodolfo Zepeda, Eric DeWalt, Jay Moritz, Leslie Sekwanowicz, Larry Shellcross, and Isidro Montoya. Is there any attorney's name that I'm missing?
Right here, Your Honor.
Are you an attorney?
No, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right. Everyone put on your listening ears. All right, attorneys, if you will give me the name of your client and whether or not they're criminal trial division or family violence. Ed Piker.
Judge, morning. It's Fabian Salais, criminal trial division.
How do you spell the last name?
Salais.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
All right, thanks.
James Toshi. James Toshi. James Seeloff.
Andrew Velasquez, no contact, Criminal Trial Division. There's no phone on my appointment, so there's no way I can contact him.
All right, we'll see. Are they on bond?
I don't know. It says on here he is, but I sent
All right,
a
we may,
client contact letter, but no response.
and it's criminal trial division.
Yes, ma'am. Is he present?
We will find out, but we'll see if we can't find out who the bondsman is, and maybe you can get in touch with them through the bondsman. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3, and then we'll see if your client shows.
And then at 10 o'clock, I have
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse
I
me,
have
yes,
another-
I'm sorry, Mr. Seeloff. Yes, Mr. Herrera. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yes, Mr. Seeloff. Okay. Kathy Starling.
Sorry, good morning. It's Criminal Trial Division and it's Ralph Campos.
I'll send you to breakout room number 4. Linda Corley.
Good morning, Judge. I have 2 clients, Sarah Huisman.
Sarah Hugh.
Huisman, Huisman, and that is CTD. And I also have Alexander Willis, who is family.
You say Alexander Willis.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 5. Lynn Hahn.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm here for Eduardo Mercado. But I will be honest with you, I can't find an appointment email for him. I don't know what.
All right. If you send that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson, please. And is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
I could not tell you, Judge. I couldn't find anything on the online searcher.
All right. Let me look for a moment. And you say Eduardo Mercado?
Yes, ma'am.
Bottom of page 10, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, it shows you as appointed, and it's a possession less than a gram case. Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. And if you can put in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson that you would like a copy of your appointment, we'll get that to you. And if you can put that in the chat box before you go to 6, otherwise it won't show up.
Thank you, Judge. Will do.
Thank you. Patricia Viria. You're muted.
Sorry, Judge, I was pressing space bar. Good morning, Judge. I have Ramiro Cervantes. And
Okay, what's the first name?
Ramiro, R-A-M-I-R-O.
Cervantes, okay.
And it's CTD, Judge.
All right, I like your new haircut.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7. Robert Mauer.
Judge, good morning. I have Devonta Hemphill. It's CTD.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8.
Your Honor, this is Tom back from
Yes.
breakout room 2. Could you put Fabian Salice in breakout room 2 with his lawyer, please. I think
All right,
he's in
Miss-
custody.
Mr. Solice, if you go to breakout room number 2, please. Robert Porter,
Ma'am, how do I do that?
if you look at the bottom of your screen,
Yes.
do you see anything that says breakout?
I see participants, chat, share screen, record, and reactions.
Do you see anything that says more?
No, ma'am. There's the stop video and leave. That's it.
Okay, just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know, does anything pop up for you now?
Yes, the host is inviting you to breakout room to join or later.
Yes,
Join.
pick
Okay.
join.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Robert Porter,
Crystal Martinez, CTD.
all right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 9.
Your Honor, I got a quick question.
Yes,
How do we come out if we want to hire a new lawyer?
all right, you need to wait your turn, so just give me a
Okay.
moment, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
I'll get with you. What's your name?
Ricardo Tovar?
I'll be with you shortly.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Patrick Valentine,
Good morning, Judge. We represent Campbell McNeil. He is present on Zoom. It's a CTD case.
I'll see you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you.
Ron Zimmerman,
Yes, Judge, I represent Ricardo Tovar. He just spoke to you briefly just a minute or so ago. This is CTD.
all right, I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Rodolfo Zapata,
Good morning, Your Honor. I have William Miranda. It's a criminal trial, and he's here in my office.
you said William Miranda.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll send you to breakout room number 12.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Eric DeWalt,
Amethyst Garcia, she is present on Zoom, Criminal Trial Division.
and you said Garcia, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Amethyst Garcia.
All right, I'm sending you to the breakout room that everyone always wants. It's lucky breakout room number 13.
Shoot 'em, number 13. Here we go.
Jay Moritz,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning.
Clayton Marr, and he's in custody.
Is this CTD?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a burglary of vehicle, second.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Leslie Sekwanowicz. Leslie
Judge.
Sekwanowicz.
Yeah, I'm here, sorry, Judge.
Who do you have?
Oh, yeah, you good? Yes, Judge. I'm here on Joshua Herrera in this CTD case. And he is here.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 15.
Thank you.
All right, Larry Shellcross.
Yes, Your Honor. I have Daniel Ortega, and it's a criminal trial division. He's with me in my office.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 16.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Isidro Montoya.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Ernest Gonzalez. It's a criminal trial division case, and he's on Zoom.
I'll send you to breakout room number 17.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. James Toshi.
Good morning, Judge Boyd. I have Julian Kane Hughes, and he has submitted a PTD app, Judge. We are pending approval on it, and I anticipate that will happen. Can we have?
Just give me one moment.
Sure.
Christine McDonald. And Norma, can you check on the PTD for Julian Kane Hughes, please?
Sorry, Judge, I couldn't take myself off mute.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Ralph Hernandez, Judge, with criminal trial. He was supposed to come into my office. He's not here, Your Honor. I will continue trying to get a hold of him.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 18.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Alice Warburton.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. I am here on Leslie Weatrick, Judge. We are very close to a plea agreement in this case, Your Honor. I still need to get a hold of his Kaufman County prosecutors to make sure they're on board. And then,
Okay, first of all, Leslie Weatrick is under the assumption that baseball caps are allowed in the courtroom.
oh,
So
wow.
is this criminal trial division or family violence?
This is CTD.
All right, just give me a moment because I need to check where we are on your client's settings. Roosevelt.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on Francisco Lopez.
Francisco?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a first setting. Sorry, it's a first setting on a drug case. I've had issues getting in touch with him. I did leave a message with his family yesterday. I don't know if he came to the courtroom, but I was unable to contact him by phone.
All right, we'll see if he shows up. I'll send you to breakout room number 19 to talk with somebody from the state.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, James Toshi, Julian Kane Hughes.
Yes, ma'am.
Has your client's case been indicted? Yes, it has. All right, Norma, what is the update? Mr. Toshi, has your client filled out the paperwork yet?
Judge, he has, and when I say he submitted the PTD app, it legitimately was submitted yesterday. So I anticipate it will be approved. I believe it's an agreed PTD. So if you could give us perhaps at least 30 to 45, and once it's approved, I believe it will be dismissed at that time.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Is your client here, Mr. Hughes?
I do see him, Judge. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hughes, where are you?
I'm here, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Okay, I see you now. All right, Norma, can you give them a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. I just talked to Beatrice. She says she hasn't received the application yet, Tochi.
She probably, it's coming, I promise. We filled it out yesterday in my office. It will be there.
Okay.
I'm in.
I'm sorry, come back on the 29th.
All right, is that May 29th?
June 29th.
All right. All right, we'll see you all back on June 29th. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge. I have an off-docket matter. How would you like to handle? I don't mind coming back later.
If you'll come back later for that, please.
Later this morning or the
yes, Zoom back in at 11:30.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and then on Leslie Weatrick on Alice Warburton.
Yes, Judge.
All right, today is his plea deadline date. So either he's going to accept whatever offer he's accepting today, or it's going to be a jury trial.
Well, geez.
Because we were here in March, and then we came back in April, and now we're back here.
I understand, Judge. The first time that the state made me an offer was April 27th. So with all due respect, I would ask that you at least give us until May 27th. That would be 30 days after the day that the initial offer was made for us to plead, because we don't have the plea paperwork today. I still have a few questions for Marcus.
Oh, they'll get well, let's do this. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20. Whatever you need to clear up with Marcus, you can.
Is he here today, Judge?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I'm sending you to breakout room number 20.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Joe Bohack.
I'm here, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Alex Sanchez, Judge. I've been combing the Zoom here looking for him. I sent him an email with the Zoom invite.
He's in custody and he's here.
Oh, okay.
All right. And so is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial division.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 21.
Thank you.
All right, James Seeloff, you are back.
Yes, Your Honor. I got an offer, but he's not present. Apparently, he's FTA in County Court 11 since last September.
All
They
right.
have a warrant out for him, and they haven't picked him up yet.
All right, let me look for him on the docket.
Velasquez, Andrew Velasquez.
All right, is there Andrew Velasquez on the Zoom? Let me see. And is there Andrew Velasquez in the courtroom?
Judge Boyd. Judge Boyd.
Yes.
This is me, Alex Sanchez. How do I go to breakout room with Mr. Joe Bohack?
All right, did you listen to my instructions this morning?
I did, ma'am.
I said that when your attorney wants you to come to a breakout room, your attorney will call you to go to a breakout room.
Okay. So I just
So
wait.
you will get a chance to speak with your attorney, okay?
Okay. So I just
All
go
right.
back to mute.
Yes, please. Thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
You're welcome.
All
Judge,
right.
there's no Andrew Velasquez in the courtroom.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
James, usually I give everybody till 10:30. Do you want to zoom back in at 10:30?
Yes, I have a county court at 10 o'clock, county court 8, and it'll be a plea, so I'll be there as soon as I possibly can, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Roger Perez, who do you have?
Judge, I have Edgar de la Torre, if I could visit with the family law or family DA. And he's had some trouble hooking on this morning, but he's available.
Okay, it's Edgar who?
De la Torre.
How do you spell the last name?
Delatore, de la Torre.
Okay. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 22. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Kathy Starling.
Morning, Your Honor. We received a new offer and I would like to thoroughly discuss it with my client off Zoom. And so what I would like to ask the court to do is if I can log off, if I can call him and discuss it. And then I'm currently sitting in the Wilson County Courthouse. I'd like to handle my couple cases on this docket and reach out to the district attorney and the court and tell the court if we have an agreement before noon. And
So
then
what I can tell you about your client is that the plea deadline date will not be extended anymore.
Yes.
This case has been going on since July. So if your client wants to accept an offer, he can do so today. If he does not, then we will set it on the trial docket. But this is the last day the court will accept any offers. If you want, Mr. Campos is right here on the screen now. You can go to a breakout room with him. What do you wish to do?
I would like to speak to him over the phone on this, and I would like to handle my 2 cases here in Wilson County and let the court know if we have an agreement before noon, if the court would accept that.
Yes, but the court is going on its break at noon. So if you're not back here by then you'll have to come in the afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor. And if we do have a plea agreement, would that be a plea today if the
Yes.
paperwork could be prepared? Okay,
Yes, it will be today.
sounds good. And would my client need to appear in person if it's a probation
No,
offer?
he's on Zoom.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I will log back in by 11:45.
All right. Thomas Hilly.
Morning, Your Honor. I have notified the state and Ms. Norma last night by email that we have my client has accepted the plea offer.
Who's your client?
Mr. Darnell. Darnell, let me look. Darnell, he should be on Zoom. But I have his email, provided his email to all the parties, to the state and to Ms. Norma for a plea. And once I have paperwork, we're ready to go today. Do it today.
All righty.
Darnell Hood. Sorry for that.
All right, who are you conferring with on this?
Oh, let me look. I think Alexander, let me look.
No, Alexandra is not here anymore. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there if you can let them know that you've accepted the plea bargaining agreement.
Yes, I would do that. I apologize. I sent it to the wrong email. No longer there. Sorry for that. Apologize.
No problem. Linda Corley, you're back.
I am, Your Honor, and I've talked with both prosecutors on Sarah Huseman. Marcus needs a little more time to talk with the complainant. We've kind of gone back and forth talking about some possible plea options that
just one moment, Ms. Corley. Joshua Herrera, you need to stop unmuting yourself. You need to find a location and remain at that location. If you continue to unmute yourself where we're hearing all of the background noise and it's interfering with our ability to go forward with court, you will be required to appear physically in the courtroom. I hope I've made myself clear. And now on Sarah Huseman, is she present on the Zoom?
I believe she is. We were texting this morning about her logging in.
Yes,
so,
I am here.
Yes.
All right. So you said that more time is needed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, on Sarah Huseman, can you give them a 30-day reset, please?
30-day reset. Reset.
The 29th.
All right, so we'll be back on that case on, she actually has 2 cases. So
Yes.
We'll be back on June 29th on both cases.
Okay. And may she be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, she can be excused.
Jessica, you can log out. I'll talk with you this afternoon. And
Just
then
a
I also,
moment, please.
okay, I'm sorry, moving too fast.
Yeah, I have to write everything in the file.
Jessica, you can hit leave meeting now. We're done with yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And who's your other?
Alexander Willis. And it's one case, family violence.
All right, and what is happening with Willis?
Judge, I have conferred. I haven't quite finished going through the discovery on this yet. If we could get a 30-day reset, I would be grateful, Judge.
And where is
If we could come
Alexander
the same
Willis?
day, that would be great. I talked with him this morning. I believe he's logged in. We sent him
Alexander Willis, where are you? Alexander Willis.
I know he was trying to log in, Judge, because we had conversations this morning at about 8:40.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30.
Okay, I'll get him logged in, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Do
All
I need
right,
to wait till my reset for that?
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right, Ed Bartholomew. Ed Bartholomew.
Here, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Who do you have?
Annette Zavala.
And is it family violence or criminal trial division?
I think it's criminal trial, Judge.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you. Good morning and goodbye.
Good morning. Yeah. All right, Acevedo, where are you?
Judge, I'm here. I'm on a Kara Clark.
Hi, who do you have?
Kara Clark, Your Honor.
Is that Kera?
Kara, I believe.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, I believe it's criminal trial division, but I don't know if she's here on the Zoom, Your Honor.
All right, we'll find out, but I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
All right, James, I'm sorry, Ed Piker.
Yeah, Judge, I'm trying to get back to Tom Nesbitt. We have a deal on Celeste,
All
so
right,
we
let
do
me
need the
see.
paperwork.
All right, just give me a moment. Could one of the prosecutors text Mr. Nesbitt and let him know there's a deal on Mr. Piker's case?
I'll do that, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry, this is Linda. I sent the wrong link to my client. Sent the correct one. He should be logging in any moment.
All right, thank you. All right, any other attorneys back from the breakout room?
Judge, I'm back from.
Your
a-
Honor. Oh,
Nobody ever joined me. I've got a really hectic morning. This is my first setting. Can I get like a 2-week reset?
You can zoom out and zoom back in, but I like for everyone to speak to a prosecutor before they leave.
Ramirez, and Ramirez, the order that was coming in, we have an order. Do you need approval?
So I want everybody to speak to an attorney before they leave. But what I can tell you is, Robert, by jumping out of line, Marcus just skipped over you.
Marcus hurt my feelings again.
Yeah, he just skipped right over you. So if you'll go back to room number 8, somebody will come there. And I suggest you get there before they go to Patrick Valentine, because Patrick Valentine is the number 10.
Yes, we don't need to do approve of. We just need to
Judge,
enter the order.
as ever.
I'm sorry, yes?
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. Mr. Parker, can you put your client's email address?
He's in
the
jail.
chat? Oh, he's in jail. Thank you.
All right. And Trisha Morales, who do you have?
I've got Mark Moreno. Let me mute this other one, sorry. Mark Moreno, I don't think he's present.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 23. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
And Judge Alexander Willis just signed in.
All right, Alexander Willis, where are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, your case is being reset.
Can I set it on the same date as the other case, Judge? The 529?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So it'll be June 29th. Is there anything complicated about this case, counsel?
No, Your Honor, I just haven't had a chance to go through all the discovery. It's just lengthy.
All right, then when you come back, I'll give you your plea deadline date.
Okay, thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge, and have a great day.
All right, thank
Alexander,
you. You too.
You can log out now, and I'll call you this afternoon.
Okay, appreciate you, ma'am.
Anyone else back from the breakout room?
I apologize. I got disconnected, Your Honor.
Yes, who's your client?
But Donnell, you were putting me, I think, in waiting room number 3.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm going to send you back to your breakout room, which is number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mary Peterzak, who do you have?
Yes, Judge, I had Lisa Marie Garcia, but I'm thinking she hired an attorney today. I think they just filed their notice, and I just wanted to show up and make sure that everything was taken care of.
All right. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I accidentally pressed a button and it said I'm closing all the breakout rooms.
My breakout room just closed.
Sorry.
Lucky number 13.
15 closed too.
Thank you, Marcus. I will open all the breakout rooms back up and everyone go back to your breakout room that you were previously assigned to.
Judge, can I ask you a favor, please?
Is this like The Godfather where you're asking for a favor?
Judge, actually, I am in Odessa and they are having live hearings, in-person hearings. Drove 5 hours yesterday. I'm sitting in a hotel about to cross the street to go to the courthouse. This is my first setting with my client. She is present and I was
just one moment. Everyone, please go back to your previous breakout rooms that you were assigned to. So Ed Piker, if you'll go back to number 2, Thomas Hilly, you're in 3. Ed Bartolome, if you'll go back to 4. Alberto Acevedo, you're in 5. Ron Zimmerman, you're in 11. Rodolfo Zepeda, you're in 12. Larry Shellcross, if you could go back to number 16, please. Isidro Montoya, you're in 17. Roger Perez, you're in 22.
I don't see the link, Your Honor.
If you will just look at the bottom of your screen where it says breakout rooms, you will see that you can go back to that breakout room. So everyone just look at the bottom of your screen where it says participants, chat. It should have breakout room and you can go back to that breakout room.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Do I go ahead and join that breakout room?
No, you do not.
Okay.
If I didn't call your name to join, don't go. All right, so Larry Shellcross, if you look at the bottom of your screen, on the little toolbar at the bottom, it should say participants, chat, share screen. Do you see that? Could you unmute for me, please?
I'm sorry. Yes, I do. Chat.
All right, do you see where it
breakout
has?
rooms. Okay,
Yes.
I see it.
Just click on that and you can go back to number 17.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Eric Jawad, you have Mr. Garcia?
Miss Garcia.
Yes, what is happening with her case?
Your Honor, this is our first setting. I have received discovery. I was wondering if you'd give me one reset. I will reach out to the prosecutor and my client. There was an additional case that has been dismissed, but there is one case still out there. And like I said, I'm in Odessa and I'm about to walk into the courthouse.
Does anybody see what page she is on?
Page 9, Judge, on the bottom.
Thank you. All right, Norma, can you recall Miss Amethyst Garcia in 2 weeks, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Just remain until you get your day.
She
Yes,
gets
ma'am.
back on June 8th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on June 8th.
And if I may, Miss Amethyst, can you call my legal assistant? 210-222-0000.
All right, Mr. DeWalt, I'm going to expect off docket for you to have received an offer from the state.
Thank you, Judge, very much.
You're welcome.
Can you repeat the court date again? I apologize.
June 8th.
The same time?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I don't see the option of breakout room 3 for under participants.
Sorry about that.
All right. Anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge Robert Mauer, I'm back. I conferred
Yes.
with Hunter. I have an offer. I'm relatively on the case so long.
All right, just 1 second. Mr. Herrera.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times do I have to tell you to mute
I'm going
yourself?
home. I'm going home.
No, I don't. No. You're not going home. You're coming to the 187 District Court at 300 De La Rosa. You need to be here in person. I don't know why and what you don't understand about instructions. Yes, Robert Maurer on Mr. Hemphill.
Yeah, Judge, I have an offer from Hunter. I'm relatively new on the case. If I can get 30 days, I'm going to have my client come in, go over the discovery, and I anticipate it'll probably work out.
Just 1 moment. All right, I'm going to give your client a 2-week reset. This is where we are. This case was here on August, and there was a plea that was offered, came back on August the 24th, a 30-day reset for a pretrial diversion update. And I'm assuming he didn't get approved for pretrial diversion?
Judge, I was not the attorney at the time.
All right.
So I can't say that.
So then it was then reset for August 31st. Then it was reset for October 19th, pretrial diversion, because he owed $6,000 restitution, allegedly. And then he was supposed to appear on January 26th. He didn't. So there was a bond forfeiture issue. So now we're back here. Devonta Hill, where are you? Hemphill, where are you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm right here.
Yes, it's hello.
Hey, hello. How you doing?
No, it's hello.
Oh, hello.
As my first grade teacher would always say, hey, it's for horses. So we're not doing that here. So I'm going to give you a 2-week reset. Defense, did you receive an offer?
I did.
All right. Norma, can you recall Mr. Hemphill for 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. June 8th.
All right. We'll be back on June 8th. And Mr. Hemphill, that's your plea deadline date.
Judge, are we back live then, or are we still zooming?
You can zoom in. At that time, I'll give him his trial date if he doesn't accept the plea.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Your Honor, I'm back from a breakout room.
Yes.
It's on Ms. Clark. Do we know if she's here in the Zoom?
Is there a Kara Clark here? Is it Clark or Clark?
I believe it's Clark, Your Honor.
All right, is there a Kara Clark here?
She's
Right,
not in
if-
the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, if you want to zoom out and zoom back in, you can at, I give everyone till 10:30.
Sounds good, Your Honor. I'll be back.
All right, see you at
Thank you.
10:30.
Thank you.
All right, let me take
Your
up
Honor.
Anita Kell and then I'll go with Patricia. Anita Kell, who do you have?
Judge, good morning. I have Michael Tristan this morning. He should be logged on.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe criminal trial division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, briefly, I have to contact we didn't have the email from my client, so I'm calling her right now to Zoom her.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Patricia, what's the update on Mr. Cervantes?
Judge, I conferred with Marcus Sanders on the case. He conveyed an offer, which I conveyed to my client. My client has rejected the offer and wants to move forward with the trial. But
All
I
right.
know Mr. Sanders was going to try to contact the complaining witness because they had not been able to reach her.
All right, Mr. Cervantes, where are you?
He's in the courtroom.
Up here?
All right, could I have Mr. Cervantes approach, please?
Yes, Judge.
You could see yourself up there.
All right, Mr. Cervantes,
Yes, ma'am.
my understanding is that an offer has been tendered to you. Ms. Vera, do you have all the discovery?
So far, yes, Judge.
All right, is this a complicated case or not a complicated case?
Not too complicated, Judge.
All right, so we're gonna, all right. So what we're gonna do, Mr. Cervantes, I'm gonna recall your case. Okay, and just one moment, Mr. Cervantes, you have a violation report.
Yes, ma'am.
Just give me one moment, please. Thank you. Mr. Cervantes,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send you a breakout room to talk to your attorney because we have an issue. You're on GPS
Yes, ma'am.
and you violated your GPS, and this is the 3rd time. For some reason, you had the necessity to go to Stroker Sports Bar.
It's not a
So,
bar, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room
I
to
talked
speak
to
to
her
your
already.
attorney about that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Ms. Fiera, if you can go back to, well, I'll send you to breakout room number 8. Courtroom, could you go to number 8?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Fiera, this is his 3rd violation. So if you could speak to him about that, please, and then we'll come back and discuss it.
Judge, I've already spoken with him about it because I received that violation report as well.
All right.
So is there anyone here from the state?
Yes, Judge Marcus.
All right. Have you had a chance to review this 3rd violation report from Mr. Cervantes?
I have not, Judge. I will look it up now.
All right. Thank you. So we'll have the state review that and then we will talk about it. All right. Lynn Hahn?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. What is happening with your case?
I believe that Mr. Mercado has a few at-large pending cases. I think the highest level on one of them is a 2nd degree. I am up to 2nd degree on the felony wheel. No one's been appointed that I'm aware of. So we're just trying to get all of that sorted out. I don't think I've received the appointment email, so I don't know how I'm supposed to.
What
I'm
is the
sorry, I'm trying to
charge?
figure out.
It's not unsealed yet. So it has to be unsealed for the clerks to see it in the system for you to ostensibly get appointed. since it's a sealed case, which is just
Right.
a little bit different.
So when, State, are you expecting that to be done?
I don't know. It's family violence. It's with Samuel Lyles. I could send him an email right now. Inquiring about it.
Okay. And where's Eduardo Mercado? Have you
He
seen
is
your
not in the
cli-
courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you seen your client, Ms. Han?
Judge, I've not been able to have contact with my client. Again, I did not know I was appointed to him until I received the Zoom info from Norma. So,
Okay, and what I'll say for the record is that this docket that everyone is here, all of the defendants received notice the same way they would receive notice pre-COVID. So I'll give your client till 10:30.
okay.
And
Thank
we
you,
will
Judge.
find out, you're welcome, and we'll find out from the other attorney about when they will unseal the other case.
Okay. Judge, would you like me to stay in the courtroom? I'd be excused and
You can be
hopefully.
excused and Zoom back at 10:30, whatever is most convenient for you.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Will do. I'll be back.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the person who signed in as Mr. Barba.
This is Horta.
Hi, I know. How are you doing?
I guess if I'm pretty good, if I shave, people will recognize me.
So who do you have?
I have the Lisa Garcia. I filed my notice yesterday, but I've been representing her for 2 weeks since the last.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal mischief, so I don't know if it falls under family violence because they're married.
Let me look her up just 1 second. Nope, it's criminal trial division. And I will send you to a breakout room to speak with them. I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Anthony Rabago.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Mr. Jimenez, Julian. He's in custody.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It is, it's criminal trial division, and he has this case pending, but there are 3 additional cases with another attorney set for later this month, possibly, or when.
Who's the other attorney?
I think the last name, I think it's Sandoval, Frank.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you see who the other attorney is on Mr. Jimenez? He's 14F.
Let's do it right now. I'm ready to do it.
If you can check on that and see if they can be zoomed in, Norma. Thank you. All right, so Mr. Ravago, we're going to see if we can have that attorney zoomed in. Can you tell me the cases that you're on? Is it the higher felony?
No, there's a 1st-degree felony pending POCS, which might still be waiting for lab results. It's a fairly recent case.
All right, because I have, okay, the possession 4200, resisting arrest, felon in possession of a firearm. So which, are you only on the felon in possession of a firearm?
Right. It was the very first one, the first case. And then these 3 new cases came at the most recent arrest.
All right, we'll see what we can do. All right, Leslie Sekwanowicz, you're back here.
Yes, Judge, I kind of got bumped off. I need to go back into 15s, Judge, sorry.
Who's your client?
My client is Joshua Herrera.
Criminal
was
trial division or family violence?
CTD.
Okay, I will send you back to number 15.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Hey, Tom,
Sir,
can you let Norma know that we have an agreement? So she can send me the waiver for the, or the thing for the teleconference? I don't know how to send it in chat.
I will let her know. Is your client on bond? Mr. Zepeda, is your, okay.
Yes, he's here in my office, Your Honor.
And what is his email address?
His, it's
710?
no.
Judge, I'm typing it to Norma now because it's a bunch of stuff.
All right,
I'll do
thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Robert Porter, you're back.
I am, Your Honor.
Yes.
Unless Miss Martinez is in the courtroom, I haven't been able to reach her through PR.
Okay. All right, is there a Crystal Martinez on the Zoom? All right, is there a prosecutor available to take this matter up?
I can do it, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 2977, State of Texas versus Crystal May Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Robert Porter.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10 a.m. Mr. Porter, I usually give everyone till 10:30, but do you wish to proceed?
I do, Judge.
All right.
I'm here.
Miss Crystal May Martinez has not appeared on the Zoom screen. Deputy Laura or Deputy Mejia, has there been a Crystal May Martinez in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, Crystal May Martinez has not been in the courtroom today.
All right. And we're proceeding by Zoom because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Porter, have you had any contact with your client?
Not recently, Your Honor. I know she's out on a PR bond. We've tried the numbers and we made contact with the PR bond office also.
All right, state.
Judge, we ask for bond forfeiture and issue a warrant, please.
All right, that'll be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client, if she presents herself by Zoom or of course in person in the courtroom, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Judge, could you put Anthony Rabago in a breakout room on Julian Jimenez, please?
All right, Anthony Rabago, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
And Mr. Sandoval will be here in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. All right, Anita Kell, you are back.
Yes, Judge. We are going to apply for pretrial diversion. We got an offer, so we would need a reset to do that.
All right, Mr. Tristan, could you please unmute for me, please? Are you Michael Tristan? Are you?
I get unmuted.
That's okay. Are you Michael Tristan?
Yes.
All right, Norma, on Michael Tristan, can we get a 30-day reset for a PTD update?
Yes, ma'am. It's gonna be on a Wednesday, Judge. I think it's the 30th, June 30th.
All right,
June
we will see you and your client back by Zoom on June 30th.
Thank you, Judge.
Same time?
Yes,
May we be excused?
yes, make sure your paperwork is done by that time.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Jay Moritz?
Judge, no one ever showed.
All right, we're gonna make sure somebody shows for you.
It's CTD.
All right, I'm
Criminal-
gonna move you to breakout room number 9. And just give us a moment and someone will get with you. Marcus Sanders, are you ready on Mr. Cervantes in this pretrial violation report?
Yes, Judge.
To the courtroom. Could I have Mr. Cervantes to come forward, please?
He's in the front, Your Honor.
All right, you're under 187th, okay. Court is calling 2021 CR 3710, State of Texas versus Romero Cervantes. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Trisha Vieta.
All right, and are you Mr. Cervantes?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, I'll note for the record that Mr. Cervantes is in the courtroom. The court has received permission to have this in-person hearing. All right, the court is in receipt of a third violation report. Defense, do you want to address this issue? Because it appears that your client continues to violate his pretrial conditions.
Yes, Judge. When I received the report, shortly thereafter, I spoke with my client and asked him what was his purpose for being at what the GPS determined was a bar. My client informed me it is no longer a bar, or the facility is a bar, but the bar is closed. He was there to get dollies because he is having to move. And that's what his purpose for being at the 705, I think that's what the address was, on Roosevelt Street. Yeah, 705 Roosevelt Avenue. I did confirm, I did do a physical drive-by myself. The building is of course still standing, but it is closed and it is listed for sale with the San Antonio Board of Realtors, one of their agents. I had already advised my client that he did not have permission to be gallivanting around town, that there were very limited places that he was allowed to be. My office was one of them, so that way he and I could go over his case, but that his conditions were strict with regards to that GPS monitoring, Judge.
So I don't understand what he doesn't understand, because this is the third violation report that the court has received.
I believe the second violation was because he had not actually gotten the GPS monitor.
That was the first time, very first time.
So what is your problem? What don't you understand about conditions? And if a building is closed, explain to me how you're getting
There's a house in the back
equipment
of
from
it.
there.
There's a house in the back of it where I go over there and I knock on the door and they let me borrow the tools. I know the people. I have to move from the house and I've been going back and forth. I've been calling the guy for this thing. They gave me a number. I call him every day. He never answers. Only time he calls me back is when I step out. I'm already under strict restrictions to move out of the house. And I haven't done it in the last 2 days because he was getting upset. But I have to move. I tell him this. I tell him this every day. And he
Norma, can
still
you
don't-
have the pretrial services officer zoom in, please, Mr. Roman Mendez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, State.
Judge, I wasn't able to see what his prior conditions were. Is he on full or sounds like partial?
He's on partial. He's allowed to go to his attorney's office.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to have Mr. Roman Mendez zoom in, and we will find out what's going on. So just give us a moment for him to zoom in, and then we will continue this, Ms. Vieira.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
And Ms. Vieira, thank you for your patience.
Not a problem, Judge.
Okay. All right, anyone else back from breakout rooms? All right, just give us a moment then. Let me see if there's any paperwork for me to sign.
Judge, if I may step away for just a moment, I need to
Yes.
take some allergy pills. I'm breaking out in hives here.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment. Ruben Flores.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Landon Ventura.
I'm sorry, Landon who?
Ventura.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's family violence. I was talking to Joe Ray.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, may I approach?
Just give me one moment. All right, yes, Ruben.
Yes, Judge. I conferred with the state. I need to confer with my client, and he indicated to me that he was in the courtroom.
All right, courtroom, is there a Landon Ventura in the courtroom?
Yes, Judge.
All right, if you'll go to breakout room number 5, please, and Ruben, if you'll go back to number 5. All right, Christine McDonald.
Yes, Judge. I actually haven't been able to speak to a prosecutor. I was going to announce if I could check in with another court, but I think I'm seeing my client on the screen. I was trying to get a hold of him previously. Ralph Hernandez.
All right, it shows that.
I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Just give us a moment. All right, Ms.
Yes,
McDonald.
ma'am.
What it shows is that a prosecutor just skipped over you and went to a different breakout room because it's showing your breakout room is empty now.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just
I'm
checking.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, no problem. No, they're working their way through.
Okay, I guess I'll wait to talk to the state and then I will talk to my client. Thank you, Judge.
All right. And Ruben, if you'll go back to number 5, please. And to
What?
the courtroom, if you could go to number 5. And to the prosecutors, you have Leslie Sekwanowicz in 15, Larry Shellcross in 16, and this is Criminal Trial Division. Isidro Montoya in 17, Criminal Trial Division. Christine McDonald in 18, Criminal Trial Division. Rosabelle in 19, Criminal Trial Division. Alice Warburton in 20, Criminal Trial Division. Joe Bohack in 21, Criminal Trial Division. Roger Perez in 22, Family Violence. And Tricia Morales in 23, Criminal Trial Division.
Judge, for Roger Perez, we're just waiting on paperwork. I've spoken to him.
All right, thank you. All right, and all right, courtroom, I'll send you to number 5. Let me just do this. All right, courtroom, could you go to number 5, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Frankie Sandoval?
Yes, Judge, how are we?
Hi, great, how are you doing?
Good, good, thank you.
Yeah, I had sent you to number 6 with Anthony Rabago because he's on Julian Jimenez.
Yes, Your Honor, and he's going to meet now. It was our plan for him to meet now with Mr. Jimenez, as to
All
not
right.
overwhelm Mr. Jimenez with a bunch of heads coming at him.
All right, Mr. Jimenez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
And I was going to wait here, Judge, in case they needed me.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Ling Hung, you're back?
Yes, Judge, I am back.
Okay, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. You have to let me know when I'm mispronouncing your name, everyone. Otherwise, I won't know.
Well, there was nothing to correct, so.
Oh, thank you. So who is your client again, please?
Eduardo Mercado. He's got some sealed cases.
Okay, the state is zooming back. Tom Nesbitt is zooming back in to let me know. But it seems like I'm gonna give your client a 30-day reset. Just give me one moment, okay?
Thank you so much, Judge.
You're welcome. Ed Piker, is your client, that's a plea, is that correct?
Yes, and he just finished his paperwork. We discussed it. It should be coming back to your clerk or coordinator, whoever's going to get it.
All right, I'm sending you to breakout room number 1.
All right.
And if the clerks can go to number 1 and see if the paperwork is all complete. Mr. Salas, can you go to breakout room number 1 for me, please? All right, anyone else have plea paperwork that's complete? All right, Mr. Zepeda, I'm sending you to breakout room number 1. The clerks will let you know if the paperwork is complete.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. What is happening on your case, Mr. Moritz?
Oh, a number of things. I think there's a psych eval pending. If not, I'm filing a motion for it myself. He wants a new attorney. He wants to speak directly to the prosecutor. He still doesn't understand why his bond was revoked.
All right, can you have Mr. Mar, where are you?
He is in jail and he was on just a second in breakout room 9, I think. Let me see.
Okay, it doesn't show him on the screen or in the breakout rooms. Just one moment.
All right.
Norma, do you know where Mr. Mar is?
No, ma'am, I can see if he wandered off.
All right, he's 14E. His screen is black.
Probably turned it off.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rabago?
Sorry, I was gonna try to chat my answer. But Tom made an offer that Mr. Jimenez wants to accept on resolving his cases.
All right, if you will put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson.
I will do that.
Thank you.
And then I'm sorry, Mr. Rabago, before you step away, I'm going to chat you my cell. Your Honor, it's my understanding that, and I appreciate Mr. Rabago's efforts in this matter, that this hopefully will resolve, if everything goes through, it will resolve my matters. I was going to head downtown right now, Judge, if I may do so, but I will remain available if needed.
Yes. All right, thank you.
No, thank you.
Mr. Jimenez, I'm going to send you back to a breakout room with your attorney so your attorney can go over paperwork with you. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we're waiting to find out where Mr. Mar is, Mr. Moritz, then we'll take that up.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Hahn. Ling Hung.
I thought they said 15-5.
All right, we'll come back to her.
I'm scared.
Ruben Flores.
Yes, Judge. Joe Ray had filed a motion for a no contact order with the complainant, and my client has agreed to it. So other than that, he told me to inform the court that he wants to hire a lawyer and does not want to talk about any plea bargains with me today.
All right, where is Mr. Landon Ventura?
He's in the courtroom, Judge.
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, could you have him on the screen, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ventura.
Hello.
Hello. All right, why don't you have an attorney today if you want to hire one?
Well, I've been getting the funds together to hire an attorney, and I've been speaking to one, and I'm probably going to go see him
When is that going to happen? Because we're not going to continue to come back to court for you to hire an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So when is that happening?
The attorney that I'm talking to, he's out of town. He gets back on Thursday, so probably Thursday.
So phones don't work?
They do. Yes, ma'am.
So who are you speaking to?
Donald Flannery.
All right, Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
On Mr. Ventura, we're going to give him another reset, and this will be the last reset for you to hire an attorney. Mr. Flores, I'm going to have you remain on this case until he hires an attorney.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Norma, give them a 2-week reset, please.
Judge, and I would only, I'd ask you to admonish him about the no contact order that he agreed to.
All right, I will. Can we, what 2-week reset date do we have, Ms. Ferguson?
He can come back on June 1st.
All right, you're coming back on June 1st. At that time, you had better have an attorney if you're planning to hire one. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
And let's see. Who is the person that he's to have no contact with?
The victim, Judge Cassandra Perez.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2712, State of Texas versus Landon Marshall Ventura. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia for the state.
For the defense? You're muted.
Ruben Flores for Mr. Ventura.
All right, and are you Mr. Ventura?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll note for the record that Mr. Ventura is in the courtroom. The court has received permission to have this hearing in person. My understanding from both parties, there's an agreement with a no contact order. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Defense,
That's
is that
correct.
correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. And my understanding is that the agreement is that the defendant is to have no contact with Cassandra Perez. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
That's correct, Judge.
Mr. Ventura, do you understand you're not to have any contact with Cassandra Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
What that means is you cannot call her, you cannot text her. I think there are several holidays that are coming up. You cannot send her Christmas cards, Thanksgiving cards, Valentine's Day cards, Memorial Day cards. I'm just thinking of you cards. You cannot text her, you cannot chat her. You cannot go on Facebook liking her post or her pics. It's as if you do not know her. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Just one moment. Yes. All right, what is your question?
Okay, so how do I go about if she contacts me repeatedly and I do not answer?
Well, there's a certain thing that I believe you can block calls. I mean, how
Yes,
old are
ma'am.
you?
I'm 24 and
All right,
she's
so everybody's already, all that means that you are aware of this technology more than I am,
yes, ma'am.
more than half the people on this screen. So you know how to block calls. You are not to have any contact with her. And if she tries to contact you, there should be no answers coming back from you, no answers through your friends or your family members. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I completely understand that.
All right, there's to be no contact with Cassandra Perez, and we're coming back on June 1st, and you need to have that attorney here. If
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
nothing else for either side, then the record will be closed. All right, we'll close the record. Yes, you're excused.
Excuse
All right, where's Mr. Marr?
There was somebody sitting in a spot, Judge, but I don't know.
All right, as soon as he comes on the screen, they're gonna have to bring him down. As soon as he comes on the screen, we will hear from him.
You know, Judge, I've been waiting to go in another court. What do you want me to do here?
They're bringing your client in. I'm gonna give him some instructions, and then we will get you out of here. Norma, do you have an ETA of Mr. Marr?
Bringing him as soon as possible, Judge. They asked that the defense attorney do not leave, please.
All right. They're having to forcibly bring your client down, so just give us a moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
Thank
Mr.
you for your
Roman-
patience.
Judge Roman Mendez is here. He's the pretrial officer that you had requested.
All right. Mr. Roman from pretrial, where are you?
I'm right here, Judge.
All right, so the issue with Mr. Cervantes, he says that he's been unable to get in contact with you.
Oh, well, that's not true. I've actually spoken with Mr. Cervantes. I spoke with him. I had his orientation. That's in his file. And I spoke with him when he got out and let him know his conditions of his GPS house arrest. And we actually talked about the sanctions that were put on him. And he had some questions and I answered them. And I actually staffed him with my supervisor as well, because there was a little bit of confusion about, because he was stating that the violation report due to the rearrest resulted in his house arrest, but those charges have been dropped. So he was a little bit confused there. And I staffed it with my supervisor, and per my supervisor, she said that those still stand. The full house arrest still stands. And I had informed him that the GPS house arrest it's still there and it hasn't gone anywhere. And he's well aware of his sanctions.
All right, so I'm sorry, everyone. Let me take care of Mr. Marr very quickly. All right, Deputy, the attorney is here on Mr. Marr.
Yes, ma'am. So,
All right, Mr. Marr, you need to have a seat. All right, Mr. Marr, here's the issue. Number one, you always have to appear from court. Whether or not you appear for court with 3 or 4 deputies bringing you down, that's completely up to you. You're in custody because you didn't appear for court. Now, I know that there may be some mental health issues, but that doesn't excuse bad behavior. That does not, Mr. Marr.
It wasn't bad behavior.
It doesn't excuse bad behavior. So it is bad behavior when there has to be, there is bad behavior when there have to be 3 deputies to bring you down. Now, regardless of whether there's 3 deputies or 1 deputy, or you're behaving appropriately, is completely up to you. But either way, you're going to appear for court. So you can appear for court nicely and make it easy, or you can make it more difficult. So, Mr. Moritz, we will have an evaluation done for Mr. Marr. And if you want, I will order it and it'll be expedited. What are you asking for, Mr. Moritz?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to have a psych evaluation, top evaluation on Mr. Marr.
All right, we'll do that and we will expedite it. Mr. Marr will reset you in 30 days to make sure that we still have not lost you and that you know that something is actually happening with your case. Do you have any questions? You can give me a thumbs up if you have a question. If you don't have a question, let me know.
He's got him muted right now, Judge.
All right, I'm sorry, deputies, could you unmute, please? Do you have a question?
No, no question.
All right, Norma, can you give me a 30-day reset for Mr. Marr?
June 30th, Judge.
All right, Mr. Marr, you're going to come back on June 30th. And next time, don't try to make everyone else have a horrible day if you're having a horrible day, okay? Treat everyone with respect. Good luck to you. All right, we'll be back on June 30th and we'll have your client evaluated.
Judge, you want me to file a formal motion at this time also?
You can do both, but we have our motions that we send to Judge Carruthers and we expedite it.
Okay, so the oral motion is sufficient for you at this time?
Yes, and we'll file it.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you for your patience. It's appreciated.
Thank you for your patience.
All right, have a good one.
Your Honor, I'm so sorry, but I was waiting and nobody ever came to breakout room number 3. But I do have an offer that was accepted already. Maybe I can just email somebody who can
Yes,
tell me
if
who.
you'll email Mr.
You ain't getting the breakout room, make a deal. Come on.
I'm putting you in breakout room number 2.
Okay, okay.
All right, and everyone, use your chat box and you use your inside voice. Everyone, today is Tuesday, but it seems that someone wants to make it into a Monday. Let's not make it into a Monday, everyone. Everyone, you know, if you have some pockets, take the patience out of your pocket, sprinkle it around for your neighbors and use it on yourself. So we're back with Mr. Cervantes. Brenda, are we on the record? Because I don't, thank you.
No, you didn't call it yet.
All right. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 3710, State of Texas versus Ramiro Cervantes. All right, we are back on the record and we have Mr. Cervantes, pretrial services officer, Roman Mendez here. So, Mr. Cervantes, my understanding, and we spoke off the record with your attorney present and with your officer present, that you understand that you're on house arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
So then if you're on house arrest, and mind you, Ms. Vieira, if you don't want your client to answer any questions, he doesn't have to, but I'm trying to understand, he knows he's on house arrest. Roman Mendez has told him he's on house arrest, but he's still doing his own thing.
Can I say something? He told me if I had something to do to give him a call. I've been calling him for the last 3 days because I gotta move, and I told him this several times.
So let me ask you
Several
something.
times.
Why don't you
I call him.
be
the last
quiet?
3
Be
days.
quiet.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I feel like I'm in the Wizard of Oz right now, and I'm the scarecrow. How hard is it to pick up the phone and call your attorney and say, hey, I've been trying to get in touch with Roman Mendez. I'm moving. All your attorney would have had to done, if you would have let your attorney know, was contact the court and said, my client's moving. My client can't get in touch with Mr. Mendez. Can I have permission to move? But instead, you want to do your own thing. And we are here for a third violation report.
Yes, ma'am. All right. And she
So-
said, go ahead.
So the question is, we are here now on a third violation report. You haven't been following the rules. What do you expect me to do?
Well, you guys do what you know what's right.
All right. So what do you think is the right thing for me to do?
Well, I need to better communicate with him with the phone number that he would answer. Because I got to move out this house, and I've been telling him. And there's
What did
a
I
lot of
just tell
stuff.
you?
Oh,
Let me
ma'am.
just tell you this. No, let me just tell you this. One, you're passing the buck to everybody else. Ever since I've been in first grade, they always say, put on your listening ears. Why not call your attorney and say, I gotta move? And you know what your attorney would have done? Your attorney would have contacted the state. They would have contacted me. She would have filed a motion, or she would have came in with an oral motion and said, my client has to move and he can't get in touch with Roman Mendez. And I would have said, okay, what day does he want to move? How much time does he need to move? It probably would have been solved.
Yes, ma'am. That's it. They tell me one thing and I do what they tell me, and then, you know, he told me to call him, and so I was trying to call him.
Okay, I understand
So
that.
I'm wrong.
But here's my question for you. If you can't get in touch with him, who should your next call be to on this case that's out of this court?
Well, it would be her now.
All right, that's what your attorney is for,
Yes, ma'am.
to address issues. Because let me just tell you what ends up happening. When your attorney is not able to address issues because you haven't told her what the issues are, now her life has just been complicated with your case, because now she's here on a third violation report. She just wanted to come in, talk about your case, talk to you about her case, get the reset. Now she's here and it's 10:51 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Vieira, what do you want to do with this violation report?
Judge, if I may, I am asking for you to please give Mr. Cervantes another opportunity to stay out on bond with the GPS. He is going to be my only way to be able to defend his case. The complaining witness on this case has a mother who was a witness to the transaction. I've asked my client if he has an address for her. He does not. He knows where she physically lives. If there's any way you can allow him to make that little travel that distance to be able to obtain that address for me so that I can get somebody to go and speak with her in order to be able to properly defend him on this case, I would greatly appreciate it. But I would really, really need him out on bond, Judge, with strict, no more violations.
Okay. All right, State.
Judge, I think whatever you decide to do. I have mixed feelings, like it's a third violation report and it's clear that he's not supposed to go anywhere, but he's still doing it. But I also understand that if he needed to move, he needs to move. So whatever the court thinks is appropriate.
Okay. Mr. Cervantes, when are you moving?
Excuse me.
When are you moving?
Well, I was gonna ask for the next 2 days. We've been moving since I got out. We've been moving our stuff to storages.
If I may say something, Judge.
Yes.
So I did talk to Mr. Cervantes about his move, and I let him know that when he needs to do something like moving, I need the lease. I need IDs for people who live there. I need a schedule. I need to know where he's going to be moving, if he's going to, if he's going to go to storage, what storage unit he's going to go to. He never provided these things to me, and he took off after hours. The alert came out at 6 o'clock with when the on-duty officers go on call. And they could have easily issued a warrant right then and there, or requested a warrant right then and there. But when I saw where he went, that's why I did the violation. Because we require the 24-hour notice, because if he's trying to call me at 9 p.m. at night or on a Sunday, I'm not going to be able to hear the voicemail until the morning, until Monday. And so at that point, he just took off without me, without being able to hear back from me. And so that's why I think there's that confusion. He's saying, oh, well, I didn't hear back from Mr. Mendez. I didn't hear back from Mr. Mendez. Well, if he's calling me on a Friday night at 9 p.m. or Sunday or Saturday, he's not going to be able to move until Monday and until he provides all the criteria for moving. So that's why we never got him moved.
All right. So what date are you supposed to move on, Mr. Cervantes?
Well, I need at least the next 2 days, man, to be honest with you. I've been calling him. He's got 2
No.
different.
Let's stop with you've been calling him.
Yes, sir. Listen.
Okay, let's stop with that. Let's stop with the attitude, because you're in the wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
And I always call a spade a spade. If you're in the right, I'll tell you you're in the right, but you're in the wrong.
Yes.
Because this is not the first violation you've had. Unfold your arms. What I learned in my debate class is when you fold your arms, you're closed off to conversation.
No.
So here's the thing, Mr. Cervantes. One, you need to show more respect to your officer, because he's just trying to do his job. And you're making his job more difficult than it has to be. You're making his job seem as though you want to have your case heard while you're at the Bexar County Jail. So you're saying you need 2 days to move? Is today included in that?
Yes, as soon as if I can get to it.
All right, so you need to provide the information to your officer.
Okay.
The information he needs with the move. If he's saying you say you're going to a storage, then you need proof that it's your storage.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're going to a specific place, then you need proof, the specific place that you're living at.
No problem.
If you do not give him that information, it will not be approved. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Mendez, on the day that he's allowed to move, I'm giving him a curfew.
Absolutely.
And your curfew is going to be 6 p.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So whatever is not accomplished before 6 p.m., that's on you.
Okay. Now, going to get this address is a different direction. Is that okay?
I'm sorry, what?
I had to go get this address for the other case, but I gotta go a different direction. Is that okay to do?
Just talk to him. He's here.
Yes, ma'am.
You and your attorney can go into the breakout room with him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a curfew of 6 p.m. for moving days only. So if he's not moving, then he needs to follow the rules that have already been set for him. I don't want to have any more issues. Do you understand, Mr. Cervantes?
Yes, ma'am.
And I demand that everyone in this courtroom treats everyone with respect. Everybody has a job to do. Your attorney has her job, state has their job, I have my job, and Mr. Mendez has his job. Don't go making other people's jobs harder than it has to be.
Yes.
So on Mr. Cervantes, Norma, can we recall this in 20 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes, you can take those.
Just give me 1 second. My system is kind of slow right now.
All right. Oh, you know what, Norma? You already gave me a reset date of June 8th. I'm sorry. All right, Mr. Cervantes, we're going to come back on June 8th. Hopefully the state will have a chance to talk to whomever they need to talk to. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney and with Mr. Mendez. I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 3. So courtroom, if you could go to 3, and Patricia, if you could go to 3. Mr. Mendez, I appreciate you zooming in promptly. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully the rest of your day will be a true Tuesday.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, so long as I don't end up with 5 Mondays like last week, I'm good.
Okay, all righty.
Does he already have a plea deadline, Judge? I think.
No,
that's
he
what-
doesn't, because this is a new case.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has an offer though. I've already made an
Yes.
offer. Okay.
Okay, I'll put that notice as an offer made.
Judge, is there anyone in a breakout room that's waiting for one of us, but we haven't been in there yet, if you know?
Okay, let me tell you who we have. Isidro Montoya is in number 17 on Ernest Gonzalez. Alice Warburton is in 20 for CTD.
Okay,
Joe
hold on, let me write
Bohack,
these down. Isidro is in what? Sorry, I'm sorry.
he's in number 17 on Ernest Gonzalez.
Warburton was in 20.
Yes. Joe
Okay.
Bohack is in 21.
Okay.
Tricia Morales is in 23. And Larry Shellcross is in 16.
I've talked to him already, Tom.
All right.
He's waiting on
And
paperwork.
then I have a plea ready
That's how you
on
do it, Marcus.
Fabian Salas. Who are the
Correct.
parties on Fabian Salas?
Ed Piker for Mr. Salas.
Tom Nisbet for the state.
And Judge, Rosabelle is back from the breakout room as well. with an
All right,
update.
just give me a moment.
And I'm here just FYI.
Just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 2286, State of Texas versus Fabian Salas. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Ed Piker from Mr. Salas.
And
All right, and are you Mr. Salas?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Salais,
All right,
S-A-L-A.
Mr. Salais. All right, Mr. Salais, don't use that as a chin strap.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None.
Any objections from the defense?
None.
Mr. Salais, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendants Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review it with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
I sure did, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Salais, are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, could you do that for us? Because we're getting noise on the background. And then when I ask you a question, I'll address it specifically. So you'll need to unmute.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right, Mr. Salais, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Service. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did, and I did understand.
Mr. Piker, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, we have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Salais, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review it with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do waive it.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Solice, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did, and we did go over it.
Did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did understand.
Do you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
I did understand, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
I did understand.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do believe that.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Solis, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am, it was all on me.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
There were no promises.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
I am satisfied.
Are you a
Very.
U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did understand.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,000 fine, no application for community supervision. The state recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration NIMAG number 610728, and there's $57 to the San Antonio Police Department for laboratory testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am, I understood.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
I did understand.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
I have not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 80 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am, I understood.
Then to the offense as charged in indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contents.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No, we reviewed them. No objection.
Mr. Solis, I'm showing you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you have a chance to review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, and yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand that you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
I did understand, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, in talking with Fabian, he's 26 years old. He is living with his girlfriend. They are renting a house. There is a vehicle at the house, so he'll be able to not only go to whatever probation requirements there are, but also he has a job that he'll be able to go to. It's a construction job with a handyman, and he's been with them before, and the job is still there should you place him on deferred. He indicated that he was caught with the drugs, or it's more of a social use than an addiction, but has told me that this last time here, 30 days in jail, it's just not worth it. And he's finished with it. And I think if you ask him about it, he will certainly tell you the same thing. So I ask you to follow the recommendations and the plea bargain.
All right, Mr. Solis, how far did you go in school?
I made it all the way to 9th grade. I did attempt to get my GED.
So, I mean, do you not have your GED? How are you supporting yourself? What are your plans?
My plans are to, well, when I get out of here, to finish off my GED. I do have a computer, so that way, I mean, I can log back in and do what I got to do to get my GED. I mean, at the moment, I am working.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to speak up and stop bouncing around.
Okay, I'm at the moment, I'm working on it. I'm working on my GED. I'm working on attending classes online for my GED. It's just right now at the moment I have stopped because I'm in here.
All right, do you have any children?
Yes, I got 2, but at the moment my baby's mom doesn't want me to see them. I mean,
All right, and let's say mother of our children, okay?
okay, mother of our children.
All right, and can you tell me, just one moment. All right, what's the last employment you had?
Construction, which is still that I'm doing now.
All right, and who is this girlfriend that your attorney is saying you're gonna live in with?
She's a girlfriend that's actually helping me get out of my bad ways and actually go on that straight narrow road.
What's her name?
Tiffany Liao.
All right, so this person who's listed in here as Sabrina Angelique Barla, that's not
Yeah.
your girlfriend?
No, ma'am. She's an ex that actually got me into doing all this.
No. Here's the thing. Unless she pulled a gun to your head, held you hostage, and held you down and made you take heroin, no, she didn't get you into that. You did that all on your own.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I agree. Decisions were my decisions, and I mean, I made poorly decisions.
All right. Just 1 second. All right, Tom Nesbitt is having problems with his connection. So standing in for Tom Nesbitt is ADA Marcus Sanders. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication, 80 hours community service restitution. You're to obtain your GED or either complete some type of trade school. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. There's to be no contact with Serena, S-A-R-I-N-A, Angelique Barla, B-A-R-E-L-A.
Barella? Yeah, I will.
Parenting classes. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. no employment with vulnerable persons. What that means is you cannot be a home health care provider or supervise minors. The UA hotline, outpatient treatment with probation, random field visits 2 times per month. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Salais, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. I mean, pretty much we went through everything and I agree. So that's pretty much it.
All right, and I'm going to ask for regular reporting, and you can either report by Zoom or in person. So if something happens with your phone, you can't Zoom, you have to do it in person.
Okay, and I will receive paperwork through in here.
We're going to get that done right after this. I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you did not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you, let me see where you were. I'm going to send you to a breakout room so probation can go over conditions with you. Let me find which breakout room you were in. Just 1 second. All right, Ed, they should have you in breakout room number 2. Also, Mr. Salais, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Probation,
Yes,
if you will meet him in breakout room number 2. And Ed, you can go to number 2, otherwise you're excused.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Good luck, Fabian.
Judge, may I announce on Ralph Hernandez?
Just give me 1 moment.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here.
And Judge, I sent you a chat real fast.
All right, thank you. All right, before we get there, Ling Han, you've been patiently waiting. Who is your
Yes,
client?
Judge, sorry about that. It's Eduardo Mercado. We're waiting for Tom, I think, to come back and see if Mr. Lyles had responded about
Okay.
those sealed cases.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. Your client is not present today, but he does have a sealed case. I'm going to recall your case. Norma, on Mr. Mercado, can we give him a 2-week reset, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to note that your client didn't appear. He needs to appear for the next setting.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here? You are not Eduardo Mercado, are you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There you go. All right, yes, Norma?
They can come back on June 8th, Judge.
All right, we'll have you back on June 8th. I'm gonna note on the docket that Mr. Mercado did not appear, but I realized that there were some issues with your appointment.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you receive the appointment order, Lynn?
I did receive your email.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you are excused. Thank you so much for your
Thank you,
patience.
Judge. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
you're welcome. Rosabelle? Rosabelle?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. What is happening with your client?
I don't believe my client is present, Your Honor, but Mr. Nisbet has told me that he's okay with me pleading him to the misdemeanor and he'll be dismissing the felony.
All right, so which court is the misdemeanor out of?
County Court 4, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a date when that's going to be taken care of?
I don't think we have a setting.
All right, if you can call them and find out when they can put you on the docket, and then I'll consider recalling this case at that time.
Okay. May I be excused to do that? Do you want me to email
Yes.
Norma? Okay, I
Yes.
will.
And just once you find out, zoom back in and let us know, and we'll put it on that date.
Got it. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
All
if I
right.
may,
Yes, Mr. Hilly.
I was in breakout room 2. I was waiting, and then an inmate came by the name of Salas. So I still haven't talked to it. Can I just email the ADA?
All right, who's the prosecutor you need to speak to?
Well, remember you told me that the one I talked to before is no longer there, Mr. Alexander. So
It's Miss Alexandra Williamson.
so at this point, I can talk to anybody. We already have an offer. I just have to accept it and get the paperwork signed.
All right, could a prosecutor from Criminal Trial Division please go to breakout room number 3 and speak with Mr. Hilly?
Thomas, I'm chatting you my email right now. Just send me whatever the offer was in your client's email.
Okay, I email you shortly. Thank you.
And who
Sorry.
is your client and where is he?
He's on bond. He already checked in with you. His name is Hurt Darnell.
All right, and could you make sure that Norma has his email address as well?
Oh, she already prepared some of the paperwork.
All right, Mr. Hurd, I'm sending you to breakout room number 3.
Hello, Judge. I'm back on
Yes.
Velasquez. Did he show up? You told me to come back at 10:30.
Yes, just one second. What is his last name?
Velasquez, Andrew Velasquez.
All right, is there a prosecutor available?
Yes,
Joe
Judge.
Ray, oh, Marcus, thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 2961, State of Texas versus Andrew Leo Velasquez. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
James Seeloff.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:19 a.m. For the record, Mr. Andrew Velasquez has not been on the Zoom screen to the courtroom. Has there been an Andrew Leo Velasquez in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No contact, Your Honor, and no phone number on my court appointment.
All right, state.
Judge, we're asking that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that will be granted. I'll remand your client without bond. If you have any contact with your client, let the court know and I'll reconsider once he presents himself.
I certainly will.
All right, thank you for your patience. Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Kathy Starling. May I approach?
Just one moment. Ron Zimmerman.
Yes, Judge. I have been in conference with the state, with Mr. Hunter, I'm sorry, Mr. Morris, and we have some difficulties. We would like to get a reset to determine the outcome of another case in another court.
What is that court, whatever happens in that court, is that going to affect this case?
Yeah, they're kind of tied in together. Mr. Hunter, Mr. Morris, did you have something to add?
Judge, the defendant has an MTR out of County Court number 13. An offer has been extended in this case, but there's another attorney on the other case. So there's hesitance to plea until there's some kind of indication of resolution in that court. But an offer has been extended here. And it's on the defense to, I guess, to figure out whether or not they're ready to accept that.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Ricardo Tovar, we call this in 3 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, can you please put me in a breakout room with Kimball Ward?
On the 15th, Judge, June 15th.
All right, you're going to come back on June 15th. That's your client's plea deadline date as well. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date.
Okay, that sounds reasonable, Judge. Thank you very much. May we be excused, Mr.
Yes.
Tovar and myself?
Yes,
All
Mr.
right,
Tovar,
thank-
you're excused. You're going to come back on June 15th.
On June 15th?
Yes,
Your
thank-
Honor.
thank
Sorry,
you.
just one second. Yes, June 15th, Mr. Tovar.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All
Yeah,
right,
me
and
too.
Joe Ray, who do you need to see?
Kimball Ward, please.
All right, you're not able to move throughout?
Something I can, but I can't move other people. I don't know what happened.
All right, Kimber Ward, if you'll go to breakout room number 5, please. All right, Mr. Orta.
Judge, I've conferred with the state on it. They made an offer, but I was gonna ask, I know there's another case she has that I haven't signed on, or we haven't agreed on representation. It's assault bodily injury. I was gonna ask the court for a regular reset. I don't know if I can get one or not. It's on Lisa Garcia.
Just one moment. She has another felony. Is that what you're telling me?
No, misdemeanor.
All right, that's a misdemeanor assault. What does that have to do with this court?
Well, they made an offer, pleading on that one and dismissing that, but I don't know the facts of
Wait,
that.
pleading
case,
on
so
what?
I don't know if it, on the misdemeanor and dismissing this, but I don't know if we can do that or not till I see the facts in that other case.
All right, Norma, can you call Lisa Marie Garcia for 2 weeks, please?
Sorry, June 8th.
All right, June 8th.
Judge, I also have another thing. I filed 2 motions to set bond. One was an off bond on a case that it's under night mag, and the other one he failed to show for trial.
Is that, okay, is that on the docket today?
No, but
All right, so you'll need to come back at 2.
Okay, no problem.
That's okay. It's just that I'm trying to get the other attorneys who are on docket. So if
Thank
you
you,
could come
Judge.
back at 2, please.
Thank you. Is it the same code number? or
Yes,
is
it will
there
be the same Zoom link.
Okay, thank you. Might be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Kathy Starling.
Yes, Your Honor. We have accepted a plea on Ralph Campos. That's the name. Yeah, that's the name. And I would like, if the court would be willing, since I'm still in Wilson County and have gotten appointments through Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid, to be the last plea on your docket today.
Oh, that's fine. Just have the plea paperwork ready. You come back at 2.
Okay, and Your Honor, if I check in at 2 and there's a few people ahead of me, could I be excused for an hour and then check back in at 3?
If you have your plea paperwork ready at 2, you will go at exactly at 2.
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate that, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Rosabelle, you're back.
I am, Judge. The date is June 21st.
Okay, for County Court number 4?
Yes.
And who's your client again?
Francisco Lopez, Your Honor.
Who is County Court at law number 4?
Alfred Jimenez.
All right, do you mind if I contact him to see if he can give you a date sooner than that?
I just checked, Judge. That was my setting from the last time I saw the judge.
Okay. Do you have any objections to moving it beyond that? Because June 21st for a possession less than a gram case, that's a long time to wait.
He's been pending on that DWI, Judge, for 2 years. So.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He has immigration issues, Your Honor. He's not a citizen.
All right. What date did you say?
June 21st.
All right. We'll recall it. Norma, can we recall this for June 21st?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's going to be the plea deadline date in this court. The court will not extend him beyond that date. So if something's going to be worked out, it needs to be worked out by then.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your client are excused. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is we're ready on.
I have your paperwork. I have your paperwork. Just give me a moment. Gary Hillier.
Good morning, Your Honor. If I may, I'm here for Mr. Ballantyne. We've been speaking to Mr. Morris on 2021 CR 29.
What's the client's name?
It is Campbell McNeil. I'm not sure what page. on, but we've been given the go-ahead to apply for PTD. So if we can get a reset so that we can submit that, please, Your Honor.
All right, Norma McNeil, can we have a 30-day reset for a PTD?
The 29th, June 29th.
All right, see you June 29th. His paperwork needs to be filled out by then.
Thank you, Roman. We'll be excused.
Yes, you're excused. Everyone, just give me a second, please.
Campbell, you can log off.
All right, who are the parties on Miranda, William Miranda?
Golfo Cepeda for the defendant, Your Honor.
Who is the prosecutor?
It was Tom, that's the one I worked out the deal with, but I don't know.
All right, is there a prosecutor available to take this plea?
I can do it, Judge. That's Hunter.
All right, thank you, Hunter. Court is calling 2021 CR 0053, State of Texas versus William Miranda. We're gonna have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Hunter Morris for the state.
for the defense.
Golfo Cepeda for Mr. Miranda.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Miranda, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Miranda, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
No, Your Honor. They're going on a lesser included offense.
What?
No, it's not. It's they're not going on a lesser included offense. According to the paperwork, they're just, according to the plea bargain agreement, going to ask that he be sentenced under 1244.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So it's not a lesser included. Is that correct?
That, well, the only paperwork is that's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so state, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
No, I see what you're saying, defense. The indictment is possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 1 gram or more, but less than 4 grams. So state, it appears that you are proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. Is that correct?
Oh, my mistake, Judge. Yes. Is this court able to send me the completed paperwork?
No. But that's what it appears to be. Is that correct from both sides?
That's the agreement. Yes, Your Honor. It's a lesser included offense.
Yes, Judge.
And what the court will note is the paperwork that the court has received is state jail felony paperwork. All right, Mr. Miranda, have you reviewed this document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram?
Yes,
Range
Your
of
Honor.
punishment for that offense of 180 days, up to 2 years in the state jail facility, and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Miranda, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. They're asking that you be sentenced under 12.44 of the penal code to 2 days in the Bexar County Jail, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. And
Is that, yes? Defense?
Your Honor, yes, Your Honor. That's the agreement. He has the 2 days already done.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Judge, how many days does the paperwork say?
2.
That's correct, Judge.
TWO. 2. Next. Speaking of that, Brenda, you know the United States is the only country, or the English is the only language where you have 2 TO, 2 O, TOO, TWO. It just confuses everybody. So next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes.
Mr. Miranda?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offer states one of the attachments, Judge.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Miranda, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Miranda, I see here from reading the police report that you had lost your pulse.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
people thought you were dead.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, at some point you got to stop using drugs. If this is not a wake-up call for you, I don't know what would be. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So it says here that you were dead. Did you see anything while you were dead?
I saw my mom and my brother.
And what were they telling you?
For me to come back.
Yeah.
That she was
Like-
getting after me.
All right, so you gotta listen, you gotta stop using the drugs, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I always say when you think you're supposed to die and you don't die, that means that your work here is not done.
That's
So
right.
this is your wake-up call, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there are plenty of rehab places that are there for you. Stop using drugs. It doesn't work, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, but I'm glad you got a chance to speak with your mom and dad. So, yeah, I'm gonna sentence you under 1244 of the penal code to 2 days in the Bexar County Jail. And so that the record can be clear, it was an extremely small amount. I'll give you credit for any time served. I'll show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Miranda, we can go off the record. Mr. Miranda, I'm very serious. You know, you could have died, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, listen to your mom.
Oh, yeah, no, I will.
All right.
But
Good
thank
luck
you,
to
Your
you.
Honor.
You're welcome. All right, who are the parties on Delatorre?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
Roger Pettis, Your Honor,
Yes, yes, of course. Give me
and
the floor.
Edgar De La Torre.
I appreciate it. Good luck. Good luck to you. Have a good one. You too. Bye-bye.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond and he should be on the video.
All
Edgar,
right, could you unmute for me, please? Court is calling 2021 CR 3084, State of Texas versus Edgar Delatorre. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Joey
Judge,
Garcia for this.
Hunter Morse, but I believe this is a family violence case.
Ah. Is there anyone here available from family violence?
It's Joe Ray, Judge.
All right, for the state,
Joey Garcia for the state.
for the defense?
Roger Pettis, Your Honor.
And are you Edgar Delatorre?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Delatorre, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Delatorre, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Delatorre, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is assault, felony, choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow the plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement, it gives you more than you bargained for. The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Delatorre, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. Is there a Marcus Lewis here?
Yes, Your Honor, he was just in the breakout room with me. I don't know if he has made it back to the main room, but he is in soon.
All right, because I see your chat where you wanted him to be placed in the breakout room with you.
I already did speak with him, Your Honor.
All
and
right,
I did want to address the court whenever you're ready.
Just one moment. We're back on the record. According to the plea bargain agreement, your fine is to be assessed at $1,000. The state recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Guadalupe Hernandez. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement with the state?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting the VIPP course, 2 years deferred adjudication, and 100 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Delatorre, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand today that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Information.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just Mr. Delatorre has been very remorseful and would like to get this behind him. I think you're not going to ever see this gentleman again.
All right, and does the complainant in this case want contact with him?
Yes, Judge, the state has spoken to her and that's based on her request.
Why does she want contact with him?
So that they can have a relationship.
Mr. Delatorre, are you still with Miss Guadalupe Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Are y'all living together?
No, ma'am.
Well, who are you looking at in the room?
Oh, I'm my brother.
Okay. Do y'all have any children together?
No, ma'am.
So shouldn't this like relationship just be done then? I mean, now you have a felony case.
Yeah.
I mean, is there love there? I mean, you know, it's like the magazine article, should this love survive? Can it survive? I mean, based upon what I'm seeing from what I
Yeah.
read,
I
there was some
understand.
issue about her buying something and
No,
then all this chaos happens.
it was just a misunderstanding.
Well, I mean, when you start choking people and hitting people, it goes beyond just a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding is, baby, I didn't pay the electric bill, oops, and the electricity gets cut off. That doesn't result in people getting physical. So my question, is this your high school sweetheart or somebody you can't do without? Because it seemed like anytime a relationship gets to the point where there is a felony happening, where somebody could go to prison for 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, is this a relationship that you want to continue with? And if it is, my question will be why? I mean, because here's the thing. If I allow you to have contact with her,
Yeah.
and if there's another issue,
Yeah.
then you have a chance of going to prison for 10 years. So the question is this relationship worth it? Sometimes people need to work on themselves before they go back to a relationship. So where are you?
Oh, I'm good on like I don't know. I said it's good. It looks pretty good. So like so far.
All right. So here's the thing, and this is me giving relationship advice, Roger. Usually when you're in a relationship and you have children together, you can't just cut it off because children can't take care of themselves. You're in a situation right now where you all don't have any children together. Are y'all married?
No.
You're not married.
They blind.
And you have a felony case. So do you want to continue with this relationship or not? Doesn't seem like it's a good idea to me.
I don't know. That's what we're working on right now.
But should it even be worked on? That's my question.
There's too much to it, to be honest with you.
All right. So Roger, it appears that I'm not trying to talk him out of a relationship, but it appears that he would probably do better on probation if they didn't have contact just yet. What are your thoughts, Mr. Perez?
We think the no harmful injurious contact, he understands the severity and the possibility of actually going to TDC if he messes up on this thing. So he's extremely aware of it. So we've talked about the concept, if there's any issue whatsoever, he's the one that it's incumbent upon him to walk away and walk out.
All right, I'm going to put on a notation on this file, Mr. Delatorre. I don't want you coming back to me saying she's crazy or it's her fault. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because these are choices that you're making and you've made this choice.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I work inside the Toyota plant for a company called PPG.
All right. How far did you go in school? What are you doing with the rest of your life?
Oh, I graduated from high school, and ever since I've just been working.
Okay, well that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing since I graduated.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to $1,000 fine that'll be probated. No harmful or injurious contact with Guadalupe Hernandez. 2 years deferred adjudication. The BIPP course. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment with vulnerable persons. What that means is you can't be a home health care provider or do anything that involves supervision of children. there's an affirmative finding of family violence, 100 hours community service restitution. You can either complete that, or you can go to a trade school, or if you get a promotion at work and provide proof of that, or you can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're tested today for drugs, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right, I'm going to do random UAs, or you can do the patch. The patch costs more, but the patch doesn't cause such of an inconvenience because you can get the patch on and then you know what day you have to turn it back in. But the patch, I think, is close to $100. So it's completely up to you. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Delatoria, is there anything else you need in order to be successful on this deferred adjudication?
No, ma'am.
All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because it's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. I meant what I said about your relationship. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't want you coming back here saying she's doing something crazy. That's usually what people say when abuse is involved. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Mr. Perez, you can go to a breakout room with your client, or either you're excused. I'm going to
Well, I'll
send
go
you
to
all to.
breakout room. Just one last point, Judge. Would you be amenable if he's successful after 1 year of doing all the aspects of probation? Could you consider early termination?
If you first, what I always ask, even though I know it's a contract with the court, find out what probation is saying, whether he's accomplished everything, and see if the state will agree to it. And we'll see how he's doing. But I'm always open to consider all options.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Delatoria, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And don't let there be any more confusions or misunderstandings.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Your Honor, I'm back.
All right, just one second. Vincent Callahan,
Hi, Judge.
what do you have?
I have Ramsey Gonzalez. I need to confer with the state, please.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
Michael Valachek.
Yes, Your Honor. I have Samuel Chariz. He's a prisoner there at the jail. And I finally made it to your court this morning. I'm sorry for.
Oh, no problem.
Sometimes you're first and sometimes you're last, Judge. I just can't figure it out.
Oh, is this the legend of Ricky Bobby? If you're not first, then if you're not first, you're last. and then his father finally said, "What do you mean? You can be second, you can be third place." All right, I'll send
That's
you
right.
to breakout room number 4. All right, Larry Shellcross.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here. We've completed the paperwork.
All right, as soon as they give me the paperwork, we will take it up. And Alberto, just give me 1 second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thanks for your patience. And I'm going to send you to a breakout room because I haven't had paperwork from your client. It doesn't come through for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, Larry, to breakout room number 1. Could the clerks go to breakout room number 1 and find out where Mr. Shellcross paperwork is?
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Alberto Acevedo then Isidro.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, Alberto?
Oh, Judge, I just wanted to come back on. There was a Kara Clark that I had this morning. Check in on if she showed up or not.
Nope, she did not. We will take that up right now. Just give me a moment.
No problem.
Is there a prosecutor available?
Marcus.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2960, State of Texas versus Kara, K-A-R-A Clark. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Alberto Espada III, Your Honor.
All right, we're proceeding by Zoom because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It's now 11:57 a.m. For the record, Ms. Clark has not appeared on the Zoom. Deputy Laura, has there been a Kara Clark in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, she has not.
All right, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not, Your Honor. I've been unable to reach her at the contact information that I have.
All right, state.
Judge, we're asking that you forfeit or bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that will be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. If you have any contact with your client, please let the court know, and I'll reconsider once she presents herself.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for your patience. You're excused.
You have a good day.
Isidro?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have Mr. Ernest Gonzalez. I spoke with Mr. Morris. He gave me an offer that expires today. Unfortunately, Mr. Gonzalez, who's on Zoom, he's got a trial setting in June 25th, another a misdemeanor case. So I don't know how this is gonna affect that case. I was just wondering if I can get if I can speak with Mr. Gonzalez in a breakout room, talk to him about this, and then we can approach the judge about getting a short reset.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, today is your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any pleas after this date. This is a felony court. I understand that there are misdemeanors out there, but this is a felony court. So this case takes priority. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8. And Isidro, I'm trying to find out which breakout room you were in. Yes, there you are. I'll send you to number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Joe Boheck.
Hi, Judge. We've got
Hi.
Mr. Sanchez. We've got an offer I need to relate to him from the DA.
All right, Mr. Sanchez. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. Let me see where you were, Joe. Joe, if you'll go to breakout room number 9, please. And Mr. Sanchez, I'm sending you to number 9.
Okay. How do I go to breakout room number 9?
It should pop up. Do you see it popping up?
Oh,
for you?
yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Christine McDonald.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I'm here on Ralph Hernandez. We have sent a pretrial diversion application to the state. They've offered that this morning, Judge. So, and my client is present, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, Mr. Hernandez, can we get a reset date for pretrial diversion update?
June 28th, Judge.
I'm sorry, when?
You're gonna clean up.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry, repeat that, Norma.
June 28th, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on June 28th. Mr. Hernandez, you need to be back on June 28th. All right, you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're excused. Thank you for your patience. Have a good one.
Thank you.
May I address the court, Callahan?
All right, just give me one moment, Mr. Callahan. I need to find this on the docket. Yes, Mr. Callahan.
Ross Rodriguez was entered notice of appearance, I'm told, on 2019 CR 9380. I'm still the lawyer on 2 new pre-indictment cases. I'm conferring with Mr. Martin.
Okay.
May I have a short reset, please?
All right, where's Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez?
I have him in jail, but I'm not sure.
He's right there. All right, and who is the other attorney who's on the other cases?
I have it as Ross Rodriguez.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, Norma.
I'm sorry, Judge, I was on the phone. Yes, ma'am.
That's okay. Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez, can we recall this for tomorrow and have Ross Rodriguez here? This is like a 9-setting case.
Yes, ma'am. And he,
or either call it sometime this week.
all right, and he has that violation report, Judge. Yes.
Yes, I'll take care of the violation report.
May I address the court, Callahan?
That's why he ended up back in jail, Judge.
All right, I'm sorry. What did you say, Mr. Callahan?
Do you want me to be also present when Mr. Rodriguez is there or not?
Yes, please.
What day, please?
I can bring him back tomorrow, Judge.
All right, are you able to come back tomorrow, Mr. Callahan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, we're going to bring you back tomorrow and we'll take care of all your cases. And we'll have Mr. Ross Rodriguez back here tomorrow as well.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Callahan, did you need to speak with Mr. Gonzalez or you want to wait till tomorrow?
I'll talk to him if I may. Thank you.
Yes. All right, after you finish speaking to him, if you could have him come back to the main room, please.
Yes.
All right, and everyone, the court is going to take its break at 12:30. I'll send you to breakout room number 5. And Mr. Gonzalez, if you go to 5.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Whenever the court has availability, I'd like to address the court on Marcus Lewis, please.
All right, just one moment. Denny Callahan, I sent you to 5. And Mr. Gonzalez is, I think, slowly getting to 5. All right, you wanted to address the court on Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. On Marcus Lewis, we were not able to come to an agreement on a plea today. He does have a warrant. I wanted to let the court know that. And I believe he is trying to work on getting bond money, but at this current time does not have bond money for that. But he is remanded without bond. So I wanted to know if the court would be at least willing to set a bond on that.
No, he needs to turn himself in.
Okay. I will tell him that. Is there anything else I can do today? Because he is on Zoom and I don't know what else you might need from me.
All right, Mr. I don't see Mr. Lewis on Zoom anymore, but I did notice
He was
in. So just have him turn himself in and we'll address those issues.
All right, maybe excuse.
Just one more. He's zooming back in now. Just give me a moment.
Okay. Perfect.
And I think the case that he has the BF on is probably 2021 CR 2710, not the 21.
If you recall last time he did miss court in the morning, but we came in the afternoon and you reset him, but they had unsealed that second case and I was appointed to it. And so that's the one that he hasn't been magistrated on at all yet.
I'm here now. Sorry, my phone died.
All right, Mr. Lewis.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
know. Okay, that's fine that your phone died, but you have a remand without bond. It's not on the 2021 case. On the 2021 CR 2709, it's not on that case. It has to be on the 2021 CR 2710, because I'm looking at the docketing statement that I have, and your BF on this case was recalled because you appeared late and you appeared at 2:31 p.m. So Ms. Ward, I believe that's the other case.
No, well, at the same day, a at-large case was sealed, and so he's never been processed on the one that was unsealed. That was
okay, and that's the 2021 CR 2710. That's what I'm saying.
I believe so. I believe so.
All right, when do you want to come back on this case? I don't have that other case before me. I don't have the case file on that case, so we're just dealing with 2021 CR 2709.
So then in that case, I would like to have a reset to consider the offer by the state and look into this other case that was just recently unsealed.
All right, Norma, on 2021 CR 2709, can you recall that for 3 weeks, please?
Yes. June 8th.
All right, we'll be back on June 8th.
Maybe excuse, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. 27th.
All right, Michael Valachek.
Yes, Judge. On Mr. Charis, the offer that we've had for a while is that the case in this court would be dismissed after he pleads on 2 DWIs in County Court 6. I haven't been able to get him to that court to do that, but the state has just assisted me somewhat, and we're hoping that he will be able to do that on Thursday, but we're still not sure.
All right, Norma, can you recall Samuel Sharice for Friday, please? The 21st?
Yes, ma'am.
And so he'll come back here on the 21st. If for any reason you see that that's not going to happen on Thursday, just let the court know and I'll see what I can do to help facilitate that for you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. You're excused. And Norma,
Okay.
can you let them know? Mr. Sharice, could you unmute for me, please?
Did you understand that, Mr. Sharice?
Yes, I sure do.
Okay, all right.
All right, so we'll bring you back on May 21st. And if there's still an issue with the other court, we'll take care of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Thank you. So Norma, 14H can go back.
Thank you, Judge. We're excused.
Yes. Ralph Hernandez, why do you keep coming back to this Zoom? Your case has already been set, and you were here when I told you it was reset for June 28th. I mean, it's okay if you just love to be in the 187.
I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that.
No, I mean, people love to be here. So if you love to be here, that's fine.
No,
But
I'm
your
very
case
sorry.
has been reset for June 28th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you, Mom.
But you're
Bye-bye.
more than welcome to hang out with us if that's what you do.
No. Okay, Mom. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Someone says that they have an agreement on, Joe Bohack has an agreement. Joe, as soon as you need to send that not to me, send it to the court coordinator so she can.
I did, Judge. I sent it to everybody because I wanted to bother everyone.
No problem. All right, Linda Corley.
Judge, I'm here because I love to be here.
Oh, thank you.
But also because of my poor note-taking ability today. I put down that I had a 30-day reset on 2 of my cases, and then I wrote down 529, but I think you said 629, but I just wanted to make sure before I put it on my calendar.
Okay, who is your client?
It was Sarah Huseman and also a Mr. Willis. I can't remember.
Okay, Sarah Houston and Willis.
Huseman. Huseman.
Oh, you say Guzman?
Huseman. It's a Huisman. I can't seem to say it well.
Okay, no problem.
I'm batting 1,000 today, Judge.
Okay, Sarah Huseman is for June 29th.
That's what I thought. And Willis, I think we set for the same day.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure, you're always welcome.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, Jenny Callahan, you're done with Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor, you told me to tell him to come back to the courtroom.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that 14C can be excused? All right, Alice Warburton.
Bye-bye, Judge.
Bye-bye. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you.
Oh, Judge, how are you?
Yes, what has happened with Leslie Weatrek?
We are preparing paperwork, Judge. I've signed the discovery acknowledgement and Marcus is chatting with me right now about paperwork. So I anticipate that we will be able to plea whenever the paperwork is probably going to be after you all go to lunch. I'm sure we'll need to be coming
That'll
back.
be 2 p.m.
2 p.m.?
Yes.
All righty, Judge. I will see you at 2 p.m. and I assume the paperwork will be done at that point.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Anthony Rabago.
Hi, Judge. I think we
Hi.
have one more document to complete before we're done with the paperwork. I don't think that it's made it to him yet. It's the plea deal
Okay.
to Julian Jimenez.
All right. Who's on Ortega?
Marcus and Larry.
All right, the court has just received plea paperwork on Ortega. And everyone, the court reporter, I've always promised her that we will be breaking at 12:30. So if somebody has something, it needs to be ready quick. And I
hope
will
we're
not
almost- I hope
speak
we're almost
extra
done.
fast.
I hope we're close, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
So I hope we're close on Julian Jimenez's case. I just think we have one more document that he needs to look at.
Okay.
But I just don't know how to get it to him.
Does anybody, I mean, you're all in breakout room number 7.
Right. Marcus, does it look like he should have it?
1 second, I'll check.
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Yes, I was given a few weeks to hire my own attorney, but as you can see behind me, just hours ago, a tree fell through my house, and it's kind of set me back just a little. You know, it actually went through the whole side. So I was asking if I can get.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Judge, but
One.
that's Mr. I'm Mr. Montoya. He was
Yes,
telling me
ma'am.
that his tree fell on his
I'm
his
sorry,
house.
not you, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Ernest Gonzalez. One, here's the investigator or detective in me. I don't know if that's your house. I don't know when that tree fell. I don't know why the tree fell. Last time I checked, that tree looks like it's pretty healthy. I don't know why it would fall. I don't know when it fell. All I know is we're
Okay.
here on this case today. This is a 9th setting case. You
Right.
have had plenty of time to obtain an attorney, and that has not been done. So let me tell you where I'm coming from, so you know where I am, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So we were here on February 4th, 2020. Then we came back on June 18th, 2020. Then we came back on October 13th, 2020. Then we came back on November 10th, 2020. Then there was a bond forfeiture because you didn't appear. I recalled the bond. I'm sorry, recall the warrant. Then we came back on January 12th, 2021. And then we came back on April 13th, 2021. Then it was recalled for May 4th for an attorney to be hired. And then it's now May 18th. So here we are. So here's the thing. I'm not giving you another reset for an attorney. If you want to hire an attorney, you can. But today is the last day that the court will accept any plea bargain agreement. So if you want to hire an attorney, you're more than welcome to hire an attorney, but I will not be accepting any plea bargain agreements. Do you understand?
I do understand completely.
So do you need to
Judge.
speak with your attorney? You have Mr. Montoya here.
I already spoke with him, Your Honor. He
Yeah.
he insists on hiring an attorney.
All right, Norma, we're going to recall this and your attorney needs to be prepared for trial. Norma, can you put this on our trial day?
Yes, ma'am. If you give me just a moment, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Could it anyway be considered that my lawyer recalled himself, took himself off all 3 cases, you know, for his no conflict of interest?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, okay, so I'm kind of smothered. My lawyer removed himself for knowing the
Okay,
people
let me ask you
involved.
this. First of all, number one, are you outside?
Yes, I'm outside.
Are you around anyone?
Yes, yeah, well, I have my daughter. My daughter's on the porch.
All right, is there anyone within 6 feet of you?
I got my neighbors. I'm not sure where you're.
Well,
are you
because I
saying
can
it's
understand a word
I
you're
should-
saying through your mask.
Okay, you're saying it's safe to remove my mask then?
No,
Okay.
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just asking you questions.
Okay, well, I'll remove it. Fine.
So
Okay.
here's my question to you. What you're telling me, what does this have to do with Mr. Montoya?
Mr. Montoya, what it has to do is that the lawyer removed himself due to conflict of interest all the dates that you named. It's already been 2 years, and now it was any kind of hinders any kind of defense at all, being that I have such short deadline now. Now he
No, this deadline
himself.
has been here forever. That's on you. Don't
Yeah, but
blame your attorney.
I
Just
didn't.
one moment. Just
He
one
removed
moment.
himself.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
saying a lot, but what you're saying, and you're putting nouns and verbs together, but it's not making any sense. All right, here's the thing. That tree, when did that tree fall on your house?
Just last night.
All right, so it didn't fall on your house May 4th. You were supposed to hire an attorney by May 4th. It didn't fall on May 16th, and you were supposed to have had an attorney. So I'm not giving you any more time for whomever your attorney is that you want to hire. You're going to jury trial. So
I understand.
you can either accept whatever offer you want to accept, or you can not accept it. But today is your plea deadline date. And if you don't want to accept it, that's fine. If you want to hire an attorney, that's fine, but you're going to jury trial.
Okay, no
Norma,
problem.
what date?
I'm not trying to delay the inevitable of being convicted. I'm not trying to waste the court's time. So
Here's the thing, Mr. Gonzalez.
whichever day you pick, that's the day I'll be
Mr.
there.
Gonzalez, don't try to put that on me. Let me explain something to you. Everyone here has a job to do. I don't know if you'll be convicted or not. You want to go to jury trial? Fine, go to a jury trial. If you're going to a jury trial, they will either say guilty or not guilty. I don't know. If you go into a bench trial, it will be either guilty or not guilty. I don't know, because no evidence has been presented. But don't try to put on the court, put on your attorney, the consequences that are based upon your choices. We've been waiting for you to get an attorney. And every time you come in, there's some reason why you don't have an attorney. So this case has been going on since February 4th, 2020. You had plenty of time since February 4th, 2020. That tree did not fall on your house in February. It didn't fall on there in March. It didn't fall on there in the year of 2020. It just fell on there according to you last night. So,
without
Norman, give me a jury trial
disrespecting,
date.
may I add something?
No.
Okay, so
No,
no?
you cannot add anything. Norman, we're giving him a jury trial date. He wants his jury trial.
It's June 3rd, Judge.
All right,
well,
you're gonna.
I would like my due process, and without my attorney removing himself due to conflict of
Here's your
interest.
due process. Mr. Montoya has been appointed to represent you. You say you don't want him. You say you want another attorney that you're going to retain. What I'm telling you is, Norma, again, when's the trial date?
June 3rd.
You need to be in the 187 District Court on June 3rd, dressed for trial.
June 3rd. Got you. Thank you, ma'am.
Brenda, let's go on the record of Mr. Gonzalez, please. Court is calling 2019 CR 13282, State of Texas versus Ernest Gonzalez. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris for the state.
For the defense?
Isidro Montoya, attorney for the defendant.
Are you Mr. Gonzalez?
I'm Mr. Gonzalez.
Are you Ernest Gonzalez?
Yes.
All right. Your case, my understanding is that an offer has been tendered and you're rejecting that offer. Is that correct?
I'm rejecting the offer, correct.
All right. This will be scheduled for jury trial on June 3rd. You need to be in the courtroom at 9 a.m., physically in the courtroom, not by Zoom, and we will have your jury trial ready for you. It's 187 District Court. It's on the 4th floor, 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes. Will this be a hybrid court? Will I be the only one there, or you'll be there as well as? Anybody
Here's the
else?
thing. Thank you for your use of the term hybrid. I've given you your instructions. You are to appear
Oh,
to
I'm
the
here. I'm sorry.
187 District Court at 9 a.m. You need to be dressed for trial. Shorts are not allowed in court. If you come to court in shorts, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to have your jury trial in shorts. Do you understand?
Understood.
So we will see you on June 3rd at 9 a.m. And if you have not retained an attorney, then Mr. Montoya will be representing you at that jury trial. And whatever attorney you retain, you need to let them know they need to be ready for jury trial.
All right. And
All right.
thank you very much. And
You're welcome.
happy to see you.
All right, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Honor.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, and everyone, we're gonna, the court doesn't have any more paperwork. Brenda needs a break. So if you'll have your paperwork ready, I'll take your plea up at 2. The only paperwork that I have ready is Mr. Ortega, but we're not gonna be able to get that done before 12:30. So we will start at 2 p.m. and whoever is on first, you will go first.
And Your Honor, for purposes of the record, my client, she's been in the courtroom all day. I tried to get a hold of her on the phone. She's been at the court all day, Your Honor, so we'll be back at 2:30, I would assume.
Yes, at 2.
Just so there wasn't a warrant, Judge.
All right, see you all at 2.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate the court's time.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your patience. We will see you back at 2. Mr. Ortega and Mr. Shellcross.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Brenna, have you already left?
No, I'm here.
Are you okay with Mr. Shellcross has been so patient. So are you okay with just taking this last plea?
Yes, no problem, Judge.
All right, Mr. Shawcross, I'm going to take up your plea on Mr. Ortega. You've been so patient. Everyone else, if you could please come back at 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, I just need to let Norma know if she's still on screen that we have I don't know, we need the email address for Mr. Sanchez in jail. I don't see Norma.
Norma's there. I'll send you to a breakout room with her.
Judge, I told him if he's in jail, I have the email for the jail.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'll see y'all at 2 then.
All right, thank you for your patience.
We'll be working on it over lunch, Judge.
Thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 2313, State of Texas versus Daniel Ortega. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Larry Shallcross, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Ortega, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ortega, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Ortega, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is driving while intoxicated, 3rd or more? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement, gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Well, Your Honor, he was actually moving a vehicle, which he did, and he had backed out of a driveway and was parking the car in the front. But there had been a family dispute that's broken out. That's why the police had actually come to the address. He readily admitted he was drinking and he was drunk, and he was.
Okay. Do you believe your client has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Absolutely.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Absolutely.
Mr. Ortega, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There are no applications for deferred adjudication. State recommends your application for community supervision. There's $60 to San Antonio Police Department for breath testing. For blood testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, yeah.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition, DWI intervention, DIP live, ignition interlock for half the term of probation, 2 years driver's license suspension, parenting classes, and regular UAs. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charging the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, the state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortega, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ortega, what have you done to help yourself with this issue of alcohol?
I've tried to spend more money, more time. Time with my kids and do other stuff that takes my mind away from drinking and stuff like that.
All right, you know, if you continue on this path, you're either going to end up killing somebody or killing yourself. Usually what ends up happening is people who are driving intoxicated usually they end up killing someone else. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So it's obvious to me from reading the state's exhibits that you are a person who cannot drink at all.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years, $60 restitution to SAPD for testing, 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. That will be deferred because of COVID. DWI intervention course, DIP live, ignition interlock for half the term, 2-year driver's license suspension, parenting classes, random UAs. I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted, then intensive outpatient treatment with probation. Are you able to Zoom, Mr. Ortega, or no?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there'll be regular Zoom reporting or in-person reporting. So either one. There's 100 hours of community service restitution. That'll be waived if you complete drug treatment successfully. Where do you work?
Where do I work?
Yes.
What
do you do?
A mechanic, the gear
Okay.
guys.
All right, there'll be proof of employment within 15 days. No employment with vulnerable persons. So that means that you can't be a home health care provider or do anything that involves supervision of minor children. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ortega, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ortega, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ortega, good luck to you. No more drinking whatsoever. You understand?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Probation will meet you there and go over conditions of probation with you. And we are going to take our break, and we will be back at 2